So the agenda for today's session is we are going to start with IAM. So IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. So the main purpose of going for this IAM is user access control. How you can restrict the user in accessing the resources, Amazon resources. How we can have a control access to the resources. So through IAM. So what we need to do? So through IAM, we can create some policies. And those policies can be applied on users or we can apply it on groups. And based upon that, the user or a group will be given the controlled way of accessing the resources belonging to Amazon. Okay, so we can provide a controlled access to the resources either by specifying this IAM user. So you want to create an IAM user. For that user, you can set certain policies, or you can directly apply those policies on the resources itself. For example, if you are going to apply some policies on this S3, that is for bucket, you can set bucket related policies. The policy using the bucket related policies, you can able to control allow or deny action for the above set users. So in these terms, policies has been concerned, you can make use of either a predefined policy, which by default comes with Amazon. Okay, predefined, or you can define your own policy, user defined policies. Both the thing is applicable. Okay, so now in today's session, what we are going to do, the agenda for today's session, we are going to show how to create a group and how to create IAM users and how to add the user into the group and how to set access privileges. And if time permits, we also talk about the another layer of security called as MFA, multi-factor authentication. MFA stands for multi-factor authentication. So this is the agenda for today's session. Okay. So far, what we have discussed in our past previous 4 classes are, we have discussed about the basics of cloud, what is cloud computing, what are all the associated things, and the architecture associated with the Amazon, how Amazon data center is architected, what is region, availability zones and edge locations, and we have discussed about how to create a EC2 instance and how to attach a storage and how to remove a storage from a EC2 instance, that is your instance store, EBS instance. Then we have also discussed about how to install a particular language, how to install a particular package, then how to configure your database and how to make a connection with this. Also we have discussed in terms of EC2 the security perspective, how to add and how to remove rules, how to make a control access to the resources, everything that is associated with EC2 has been discussed. Then we have discussed about the concept of S3, how to create a bucket and how to upload an object and how to give access permission to the object as a public and how to download the object. These things have been discussed. Fair enough. Fair enough. Then during the discussion of this S3, we had an opportunity in going through an overview of Amazon Glacier, how to define this life cycle policies for Glacier. So how to look into that. So if you want to access Glacier, you can access only by using a command line interface or by using API. So that thing will be discussed. Just being those 4 sessions are free sessions to all participants, we have given you overall view. The in-depth discussion is going to be from today's class itself. Then in today's session, we are going to start with the overview on IAM. Okay, identity and access management. So here, let me first start with this identity and access management. Connect with this Amazon, www.aws.amazon.com. So I connect with my credential. So this is the multi-factor authentication that I had set. You can associate either your mobile or a separate device for your multi-factor authentication. Here I had associated with my mobile. Today's class, I will reveal you how to set this additional layer of authentication. Okay, now we are going to move up with this IAM, Identity and Access Management, which is coming under Security, Identity and Compliances. Okay, so first click on this IAM. So you can able to access through your Amazon either using the following three ways, either by using command line interface, or by using application programming interface, or by using your console mode. Okay, here we are going to discuss about the way of interacting creation of IAM user with console, and laterly we can work with this command line, how to configure this command line interface, and what are all the tools that we need to configure, and how to interact using this command line interface of all the activity, either EC2, S3, Glacier, IAM. First, let me start with the console, and later we continue with the CLI of the above set activity. So here, for interacting with this IAM user, you need credentials. You need to first generate the credentials for your account. Okay. So how to make use of it? So first, this is the dashboard for IAM. Here, this is your the main account. Okay, the console account using which you can connect to your console. So why you need IAM user? What is the advantage of going for IAM user? So I am currently logged in as a root user. Okay, with my account credentials, with my email ID and my password. Okay, so here once I make a root user login using this root user, I can able to access all the services without any issues. After all the services that is listed, I can able to access all the services, the computer, developer, everything that I can access. If I want you to give my access privilege, if I want Subramanian sir to give a privilege, if I want Sadik to give another privilege, okay, what I can do? If I want to give Sanmuganathan another privilege, so can I able to share my root user credentials? I can't able to share my root user credentials. Okay, in that sense, what we need to do is, instead of giving you my account credentials, that is the root user username, that is my email ID and the password, what I can do, I can create a IAM user. I can create a IAM user. So let I create a user by name Raj. Let I create a user by name Shanmugam. Okay, so for that user, for the user Raj, which services that I want to make access? Raj need to be given only access to EC2. Shanmugam need to be given access to S3 instance. What I can do, I create a IAM user and I can set this privilege of accessing only EC2 access to Raj and S3 access to Sanmugam, and using that privilege they can make a login and they can make use of the resources assigned to them. In this case, the user Raj and Sanmugam no need to be revealed by the primary root user account credentials. I no need to give them a root user name or root user password to make the user Raj and user Sanmugam to log in into my cloud account. Instead of that, if I create a IAM user, URL will be created. What I need to share the URL to the corresponding users. They can open the browser. They no need to have a separate cloud account. Under my root account, under my root user account, these users may able to make a connection to the cloud. So what they need to do, they want to simply open a new web browser and submit the URL. While creating a user, IAM user, I have created a username along with the password for that IAM user, and only they need to submit the username and password. It will take to the Amazon cloud. They will be under my account. There won't be any separate account for the user. They will be under my account. That is the advantage. Without giving my root user credentials, I can make the user access the services that is associated under my account by submitting their own account credentials. This is the advantage of going for this IAM. Yes. Now I am going to create a user and I will let you know how to make it. Let me create a user by IAM. Click on IAM. Now you can find these are all the following credentials. Okay. So here let me create a user. Click on user. Click add user. Let me add a user by name Ram. Okay. So here the user Ram can be given access either to AWS Management Console or the user Ram. If you want to give an access through programmatic, that is, if you need to give an CLI command line interface or application programming interface or software development kit approach, what he need is he need this access key and secret key. These two keys are needed for the user if you want to make an access using this CLI or API. Okay, that is the mandatory thing. So if for a console access, there is no need to have this access key and secret key. This is the first point that you need to make of. First, I will let you know how you can make access to console. Let the console access. So whether the password need to be auto-generated, no. Let me assign a password, custom password. Okay, you can create a password of your own. So when a user first make a login, whether he should be given a chance of creating his own password. If yes, you need to make a check here. User must create a new password at the next sign in. If not, if the password is sufficient enough, you can uncheck it. Now, I had created a user by name Ram and I had access this access type that the user need to be given access only through AWS Management Console only. And then the password for the user that I had set a password. And then I am going to create further permissions here. Just a user alone has been created. Next permission. So I need to give access privilege to the user. What sort of permission that we can get? Okay, you can add a permission either in any one of the following three ways. One, you can attach the existing policies directly. Those policies may be a user-defined policy or it may be a policy predefined by Amazon itself. If you go for this option one, there are two types of policy. One, Amazon predefined policy. Amazon is having certain policies. Or you can define your own policy, user-defined policy. That is first option. Option 2, you may have another user. For example, you may have a user by name Thuru. The user may have given access to EC2 access. Okay, you are going to create a new user RAM. The RAM user need to be given only EC2 access instance. What we can do, already the Thuru user is having this access permission. You can copy and you can place the permission to the RAM. What are all the permissions the user Thuru is currently assigned will also be assigned to the RAM. That is option 2. Copy permission from existing user. Now we have a group, a developer group. Under a developer group, you may have multiple user 1, user 2, user 3. Developer group may be assigned a full EC2 access privilege. If you add a user RAM to the developer group, automatically what privileges has been assigned to the developer group will be assigned to the user RAM itself. So these are all the basic three ways of setting a permission for user RAM. We go for choosing first option 1, attaching existing policies. Okay. Attach existing policy. Click on attach existing policy. Now you can find out these are all the default policies. Amazon defined policies around 267 policies. Else you can create your own policy by simply creating create policy. So AWS manager policy, policy generator. There are several ways that which you can create a policy. I will let you know how to create a policy by yourself in our later discussion. First, let me start with going to make use of the policy which is currently given by AWS. Now what sort of policy that I need to access? I need to assign EC2 policy. If you simply type the policy type EC2, all the associated policies associated with EC2 will be listed. Here I am going to give access EC2 full access policy. You can have EC2 read only access. You can have EC2 container access, everything. Now I am going to assign EC2 full access. Click on access policies checkbox. So that now the user RAM is given access, a full access to all sort of EC2 action. Click on next. Now we will review. User is RAM. His access permission is only the console mode access. Then he had set a password. The policy is manager policy. Manager policy in sense the policy owned by the Amazon is termed as manager policy. A policy if you create, that is user defined policy. These are all the two policies, manager policy and user defined policy. So once is everything is perfect, let me create a user. Create user. The user will be created and he can be allowed to access through the console. Okay, the user. If you want to get the credentials of the user, that is your access key and secret key, you can download the CSV file. Click on the CSV file. Okay, RAM credentials. Let me make user RAM's credentials. Let me store it in a separate location. Okay, now the credential file contains the following information. So the credential file contains the username and the password assigned. Since we have not invoked this access key and secret key, those entries was found to be missing here. If we have at the time of creation of user, if we have invoked that option, this access key and secret key might have been developed. This is the link using which the user can able to connect. So this is the credential file associated with the user. Let me try to connect with the user. Okay, user RAM. Click on this user RAM. You can find the policy assigned to the user is EC2 full access. Okay, he can do all sort of activity. EC2 full access instance, he can able to work with all the associated thing. He can perform auto scaling, he can work with CloudWatch, he can use elastic load balancing, he can use EC2. All the associated services will be applicable to the user. Okay, now the user is not belonging to any group. Therefore, group is showing as 0. The security credential for the user. We have not invoked any MFA, multi-factor authentication. So, it is showing no. Then we have not invoked any signing certificate. So, we have not, we have invoked only the password only. Therefore, this option of console password is enabled. This is the link that I need to give to the user. Okay, if I want the user to access my service under my account, this is the link that I want to give to the user. Simply copy the link. So here we have only the following permission. Okay, without any group, and these are all the security credentials associated. Okay, now what we can do? Let me try to connect with the user. So this is the dashboard. Then you can assign this URL to the dashboard. Simply copy. you can open another browser. Mozilla. Open a internet browser and copy the particular URL. Okay, the console URL. If you want to make a login, first thing you should log out first. Now you can find a new username and password screen has been created. So this is your root user credentials. By using my Chrome browser, I have currently connected with the root user. If you want to connect using the same browser, first you should log out of a root user. Then only you can make a login to the through IAM user. So that is the reason why I have chosen a separate browser. What is the name of the user? RAM. I can set a password. Then I can make a sign in. Now it got connecting. The user will be given permission only to access EC2 instance only, not any other thing apart from EC2. That is the limitation that we have set for the user. So my browser is facing with some issue. Let me check directly here itself. Okay, you just copy the console, click on and sign out. You want to sign out from this root user credentials. So click a new browser and simply copy the URL. Click on enter. Then it will take you to this console mode. Yes, we need to use incognito window. Okay, user RAM. Now we got connected to this user RAM. Now what privileges will be assigned? You can find the privilege user. So it is IAM user. Name of the user is RAM. He is under the following account. Okay. So now the user should able to access which services? Only the EC2 service. If you try to access a storage, it will result in an error. So access denied error. If the user try to access any RDS, another service, it will also result in an error. So apart from the service assigned, if you try to launch anything, it will load that you are not having enough access authorized to perform. But if you try to make use of this EC2, then he may be given access privilege to access the EC2. Now you can find, you can launch any instance or anything. This is the way by which you can create a user and access the privilege to the user. Let me create another user and give a separate access privilege. Yeah. Okay, let me create another user and assign a S3 privilege and let me check. It is working fine. So if you want to make a login, just you want to choose the underlying option, signing using root account credentials. Else by default it prompts us for a IAM user. Okay, let me go for this IAM. Here I am logged into my root user credentials. Go to IAM. So that incognito window doesn't contain any past informations like our previous visit cookies and associated passwords. Okay, those things won't be shared. So to open a incognito window, shift control a new window. That will take you to that incognito window. Okay, without making use of your previous logs, the associated histories, you can create a new clear empty window. That is incognito window. So if you want to log in and work with this IAM user account, there are two options. Option one, you can go with this incognito window, else you need to go with a separate web browser apart from this browser that you got logged in as a root user. Okay, there are two options. Now let me create another user. Click on user. Click on add user. Let me create a user by name Thiru. Okay, let me give a access management access, a custom password. And let me assign a permission. Either you can copy a permission from existing user or you can attach existing policies. In this case, what I am going to do, I am going to give access to S3, Amazon S3 full access. Okay, let me make Amazon S3 full access and next review, and let me create a user. Okay, close. Let me try to work with this user. Okay, if you have logged in as a 3 user, which option should allow? You should be allowed only with S3. Okay, so before that you want to get this link. Go to dashboard and get the IAM user link and paste the link. Now the user is Thiru. Now the user should able to access which service alone? S3 alone. If you try to access EC2, it will throw error. You are not authorized to run any one of the above setting. Okay, this is the error associated with this particular user. If we try to access S3, he will be given permission. Any other thing won't be permitted. If we try to access RDS, he won't be given a permission. Yes? Okay, you can't do any activity on this file to load. But only the S3 access is permitted. You can create bucket, anything that you can do with the S3. This is the way by which you can create a user and you can set privilege to the user. So you can create bucket any activity that he can do. So this is the user Thiru. Okay. So you can assign multiple roles to the user. The same user Thiru. So in this example, he has been assigned a privilege of access only to S3. What you can do? You can create a role 1. You can create a role 2. You can create role 3. So role 1 allows S3 access. Role 2 allow EC2 access. Role 3 allow RDS access. What you can do? You can assign these roles to a particular user alone. The user Thiru, if he assigned all the role, so what happened here? He can make use of all the services assigned. So I will let you know laterly how to switch over the role, how to assign multiple role to the user. So this thing that you want to work with a policy called inline policy. You want to create this inline policies. So far we are working with this managed policy. So you want to create this inline policy for this role related activity so that you can switch over the role. Okay, now you know how to create a user and how to assign privileges to the user. So the similar thing you can do with creating a group and assign a privilege to a group and add a user to the group. Let me create a group and assign privilege to a group. Let me create a group. The name of the group, let me make it to admin group. No. We have minor differences between this inline and managed policies. I will let you know how to define an inline, how to define a managed policy. These are all basics today. Now I created a group. I am going to access two policies for the group. EC2 full access. Also I am going to provide the S3 full access. These two access has been assigned to the group. You can find the policy. Okay, EC2 full access and S3 full access. To the name of the group being it is admin group. So create group. Now the group is created with the above set policies. Click on group and you can look into this permission. You can find these are all the policies. These policies we defined as a manager policy. Okay, the policy that it is predefined has been termed as manager policy. A policy that you create is called inline policy. Okay, so here you can at the maximum you can assign 10 manager policy. These are all interview questions. For a group at a maximum you can assign 10 in manager policy. So this is the script for the policy. Okay, the policy, what action? The action is EC2. What is the effect? The effect is allow for all the resources. So here the EC2, all the action. You can start the server, you can stop the server, you can terminate the server, you can attach the storage to the server. So for associated EC2, you can do elastic load balancing, you can make CloudWatch to monitor, you can invoke auto scaling. This is the policy that defines a full access to the EC2. Please make a note. This question was asked in my examination. So what are all the additional policies as will be assigned to user if we given an EC2 full access? We can access elastic load balancing, we can access CloudWatch, we can access auto scaling. Please make a note. Elastic load balancing, CloudWatch, auto scaling by default will be assigned to a user who is assigned the EC2 full access. Similarly, S3 full access means this is simply the effect is allowing all the action for all the users. Okay, this is the way the policy has been set. Okay, so now we have attached the policy to the group. Now the user is empty. This group is empty. We have a group. The group does not contain group, does not contain any user. Now let me create a user and add the user to the group. Okay. So what sort of group action that you can do? You can add a user to the group. Initially, you have this user Ramathru. Thiru assigned which policy? S3 alone. If you click on user Thiru, Thiru was initially assigned S3 policy alone. If you add the user Thiru to the group, what happens to the user? The group already being it is assigned EC2 access, the user Thiru can also make access to EC2. Okay, click on add the user. Now under the admin you can find one users. Okay, Thiru is the user. The permissions given to Thiru is EC2 full access, also S3 full access. This is the way by which you can create a group and you can attach the user, the needed thing to the group. If you want to remove the user, you can remove the user from the group. Okay, click on remove the user from group and a confirmation will let us the user group now found to be empty. Okay. No, there won't be any policy conflict. So if a user is added to a group, whatever the policy that is set will be defined. So now I will let you know how to add a multi-factor authentication. Click on this group. How to add a multi-factor authentication. And this is the option. Okay, so here if you had multiple policy, which policy will be given priority, which policy will be given more priority, so we will discuss, no issue. So we need to go for discussion on these policies and all the above said thing. Then if I come back with this, it will be clear for you. Now the intention of today's session to make you aware of what is IAM, how to create a user and how to assign simple manager policies, how to add a user to the group. That is the intention of today's session. Then we will have a discussion on all the above said things in how to create our inline policies. Now we are going to discuss about this multi-factor authentication. How to activate this multi-factor authentication. Okay. So multi-factor authentication instance, you can go on perform the additional layer of security to the user. Okay, you have created a user and you have given access credentials using the username and the password. Now apart from that, you can attach the MFA to the user. MFA stands for multi-factor authentication. So for this multi-factor authentication, what you need to do, you can associate two things. One, either you can associate a device, your mobile device. The mobile device should have an authenticator, a Google authenticator, which generates this authentication code for every 60 seconds once. 60 or every 30 seconds once. It will generate the authenticator code. You want to associate your mobile device with the IAM user. That is one way. The second way, you can make use of this MFA device, multi-factor authentication device, that you need to purchase from Amazon. A device will look like similar to that of your pager. I will show how this MFA device will look like. It comes around 1,500. It's similar to a small pager. This is the device. It will show you this user. This is the username and password. Then it will prompt you for this additional MFA password. Okay, you can get this device directly from Amazon. Multi-factor authentication device. Else you can associate your own mobile itself. You can do any way of association. How to associate? So here for activating this root user MFA credentials. So you need to go up with the following thing. You can work with a virtual MFA device or a hardware MFA device. A virtual MFA device is your mobile. Okay, you want to click on next step. So what you need to enable a virtual MFA device, you need to install this MFA compatible application on this mobile phone. Okay, the MFA here for each and every mobile phone, you have a separate authenticator. So here, if you are going to work with a Microsoft phone, you have a separate authenticator. If you are going to work with the Apple iPhone, you need to install a separate authenticator. And if you are going to work with Android phone, you can have a separate authenticator. Here, the authenticator that we are going to make use of is a Google Authenticator. You can download this Google Authenticator and you can download in your Play Store. Google Authenticator. Okay, so you can download this authenticator and you can install in your mobile from your Play Store. This is the authenticator that you need. This Google Authenticator, what it will do? It will generate a unique 6-digit number for every 30 seconds once. Once the authenticator is associated with your account, okay, it prompts you for this password, the username password. After that, you want to submit your authentication code. You need to submit the authentication code. This is the way by which you can assign a multi-factor authentication to a user. Click on security credentials. Here assign a multi-factor device, a virtual MFA device. Also now you can have a SMS MFA device also. This is the new option associated. Click on next step. A virtual MFA device is a mobile. Okay. So first what you need to install this MFA compatible application. These are all the applications that you need to go for according to your phone. So if your device is an Android mobile, then you can go for either Google Authenticator or Auth 2-factor authenticator. If it is an iPhone, again Google Authenticator. If it is a BlackBerry, Google Authenticator. If it is a Windows phone, then you want to download and install this particular application into your mobile device. That is the first thing that you need to go for. Okay. So next, once you download the application, it prompts you for this scanning of QR codes. So if you scan this QR code in your mobile, automatically your mobile will be registered with your Amazon account. Then the authentication code that is generated in your mobile, you want to give this authentication code, 2 authentication codes. So successive authentication code for every 30 seconds, one authentication code will be generated, and then you first submit the first code, wait for another 30 seconds, you submit the second authentication code, and you click on activate virtual MFA. Now your mobile will be associated with your particular user account, and each and every time that you make a connection with that account, it prompts you, apart from your user credentials, it prompts you for the authentication. That is the way by which you can ensure much more the additional layer of security by means of this MFA authentication. Okay. So this is the way by which you need to go up with creating a IAM user and assigning the privileges. We have discussed only about this managed privileges. We yet to discuss about these inline policies. Those are all done. We have discussed about how to configure a MFA authentication. Okay. If you have any doubt in this regard, please let me know before proceeding into our next topic, that is SNS, simple notification service. User account now. Let me go to the account and sign in. Let me go to the www.aws.amazon.com. Click on this URL. Okay, my account, go to AWS Management Console. Here there are two options. I am a new user, I am a returning user, and my password. What you need to do, if you want to create a new account, you want to submit your credentials, email ID, and you want to choose this option, I am a new user. I am a new user. Now it prompts you for your name. What is your name? What is the username? That is email address. You want to type this email address and you want to enter a password. Okay. Let me create a the password. Let me create an account. Okay, being this account I had already used. Username password இருக்கா? புதுசா account create பண்ணலங்க பார்க்கிறதுக்கு. Okay, let me create this account using a new. So since I am already, this account has been exhausted, AWS Management Console. To log out, click here. So you enter a new email ID. So here I am entering a new email ID. So here I am a new user. Click on sign in using secured server. You enter your name. You just enter the email address. Then you enter a password for your email. You just confirm the password and create an account. You need a credit card. You will be charged 2 rupees. Now it prompts you for your entire name. Your name, company, these are all options. Okay, name is Raman, company name SMI, your country India. Okay, so your address, you want to give your address, MKP Lane, okay, South Valley Street, city, state, provinces, Tamil Nadu, postal code. These are all mandatory things. Your phone number. So then you want to check this. This itself very tedious. PF, PF 3M46. Okay. Create the account and continue. Then you need to give the card details. That's all. Card holder name, credit card, expiration date. Then PAN is not mandatory. Okay. Once you click on and give verify a card and continue, a one-time password will be generated, and you want to submit that one-time password, that is sufficient enough. The account will be created. Okay. So this identity will be verified, and it will be more important, it will be asked for your support plan. In this support plan, you want to choose this 1 year, 12 months free. Here there are 3 options. Okay, your protection plan and all other remaining thing, you want to choose 12 months free option, and you will be given access privilege for 12 months without any cost. And click on confirmation and you will get the needed thing. This is the way by which you need to create an account. Okay. Any doubt? You will be charged only 2 rupees. And 2 rupees will be returned back to you. You want to be very careful while working with the accounts further. Now another topic that we are going to discuss is SNS. SNS stands for Simple Notification Service. If you want to send a notification to a user, you can make use of this notification service. So you can use SNS to send either to email notification or a SMS notification. Okay, simple message service to notify. So here what you need to do, you want to create a topic. Then you want to assign your account, email account. Okay, then you can send a push message. You can push the messages. So here the assignment of email account is called setting up the subscription. These are all the sequence of activity that you can do with. So under which case you can make use of this notification. You can make use of the notification along with your elastic load balancer, along with your S3, along with your EC2, along with your auto scaling, everywhere that you can make use of this notification. So let I first try to address you how you can create a SNS and how you can assign a notification. Let me connect with our account. Click on my account, AWS Management Console. Okay, sign in using our security server. Okay, go for this notification, SNS notification. Online class SNS, simple notification service. Click on this SNS. So you want to do the following thing. First, you want to create a topic, and laterly you want to create a subscription. And subscription is nothing but attaching a endpoint to whom that you want to address this message, and you can publish the message. First, let me start with this creating a topic. Click on creating the topic. Let me assign a name to the topic. Let me you can assign any name to the topic. Okay, let CPU alert. The display name of the topic. Create topic. Now the topic has been created. And what you need to do? You need to create a subscription. A subscription is nothing but creating a endpoint. Okay, so you want to create a subscription. Click on create subscription. So what sort of thing that you are going to make use of? You are going to create an email. Therefore, you click on this email subscription. Click on this email as in a protocol. In the endpoint, you want to specify your address. Okay, let the address Raman Sriranga at gmail.com. I am going to specify. You can, if you are having multiple endpoints, You can create each and every point separately. Create subscription. Now I have created a subscription. That subscription will be a pending subscription. Why so? Because so you want the end user need to confirm. So go to the email. Now you can find AWS notification here. You can find an AWS notification here. So click on this AWS notification. Then you want to confirm the subscription. That means you have chosen to receive a topic whether you are interested or not. If you doesn't confirm the subscription, until you click on this confirm the subscription, you won't be receive any code. Therefore click confirm subscription. Once you click the confirm subscription, you can find the pending subscription will be assigned a URL. Now it is assigned a URL. That means the end user has confirmed the subscription. The end user has confirmed the subscription. Now you are going to attach a topic, publish to the topic. Okay, subject. You can make a CPU alert. The default message, CPU size is 90% used. Okay. CPU for database server is 90% used. Okay. Add additional CPU. So according to your need, you can specify a message, click on the message and click on publish the message. Now the message will be published to the corresponding URL. You can make a check, click on AWS notification, okay, click on the inbox, you can find this alert, CPU alert. CPU for database server is 90% used, add additional CPU. So here this message can be associated with any above said server. Okay, imagine you are having a EC2 instance. The instance is assumed to be a web server. So under which it is assumed that you have one CPU, and this one CPU can able to withstand 1,000 user requests at a time. If the number of requests increases further, if it is 1,500, what happens? This CPU couldn't able to tackle the result, and as a result, the server get crashed. So what you need to give an alert? If the CPU utilization is 95%, then you want to, for that you want to use a service called as CloudWatch. The CloudWatch will monitor the web server for this CPU utilization. If the CPU utilization, if it is greater than 95%, you want to send a notification. For that you need to attach this SNS. So once the CloudWatch is invoked for the web server, it will monitor the CPU utilization. Once this condition has been met, it will send this notification to the user RAM. User RAM, your CPU utilization is greater than 95%, add additional CPU. The user RAM can add a CPU, or if this particular web server is attached to another service called as auto scaling, automatically additional CPU will be launched. These are all the ways by which using your notification service, you can intimate the corresponding administrator regarding what action and what activity is taking place in your Amazon. Either you can send a mail notification or you can send a SMS notification. Now we can check, we can make a check. You just give subscription for your mail, so that you can make a check whether you are getting a topic. Let me create another topic. Let me make the topic name as SMI. Okay, the display name as SMI. Let I create a topic. Okay, now I am going to assign a subscription for the topic. Click subscription. So I am going to make it either SMS or email. I am going to make it email. So you give any one of your mail ID. Sanmohan sir, what is your mail ID? You please let me know your mail ID. in chat window. You type your mail ID in my chat window so that I will send. Are you typing? sanmugampk@gmail.com. Okay, sanmugampk. Now create subscription. Now you open your Gmail ID. You will receive the message like this. You just confirm subscription. AWS notification, confirm subscription. You open your mail ID and you confirm the subscription. So once you confirm the subscription, this pending confirmation will be assigned to your URL. Yes, did it? You kindly confirm, open. No. Yes. So since you have confirmed, you can find the subscription ID found to be yes. Now I am going to publish a topic. The subject is hi sir. Welcome. Okay, the message is welcome message. Okay, simply click on publish message. Now you will be received the message. Yes, your message got published. You can check it and let us know whether you receive the message. Yes, okay. Yeah, welcome message to SNS. That's all. This is the way by which you can create a notification service. Either through, so if you want to create a text message, okay, you want to invoke this text message SMS. So you want to send a text message SMS here. So here you want to specify the number. Okay, you want to specify the number to which the message need to be invoked. Okay, the message is once again welcome. And if you send a text message, then the message will be received. That's all. So how to send a multiple message using this CLI, we will have a discussion. Okay. Now I got a message, welcome. I got a welcome message in my mobile. If you want to receive a message in your mobile, please anyone let me know your mobile. Now it is the turn of Raj. Raj, you just let me know your mobile number. Okay. So let I send a message to Raj 91 through this notification service 7065202599. Hi Raj. Welcome. Now Raj will receive a notification. Yes or no? Please let me know. So it will list you the additional thing. How many notification has been sent SMS? Okay. How many sent successfully? How many got failed? All other information. I can get this account statistics. You can find all the account statistics. This is the way by which you can set this notification service and laterly you can associate this notification service to your EC2, to your ELB and let us know what is happening in the CloudWatch. Okay, this is the way by which you can make use of your